Maybe one day.
Advised. Operational status restored. Lifting security lockdown.
There we go. I'm not sure what you did, but I feel different. Do you feel it too? Like 100,000 voices at the back of your head? No? Maybe it's just something I ate. I think we're done here, though. We should move on now.
Repair the bridge? Why? What's the point when we can't even clear out that tunnel the military messed up?
Welcome to Depression Scenic Tours. If you look to your right, you can see the end of society. On your left, more of the same. Please keep your belongings close and try not to get murdered. If you see something, say something.
The view from here is really something else. Even now. I need something for the foreground, though. I wonder if I could get Shana to pose for me.
This train doesn't seem to be in working order, but it's the only one here. Since our destination lies outside the city, we best find a way to get some repairs done on this old beast.
Marcus. You were almost clean. You didn't need that dirt. Your back stopped hurting years ago. Some stranger dangles a needle in front of your eyes and you dance. Drop your tools and walk away. What will you do next time you run out? What will I do?
This was the pride of Chernosk's railway, its heart. Grunbach Memorial Station, a stunning proof of concept. More recently, this is where people came to flee the city. I wonder if the trains are still running. Look at this place. There must have been masses of people fleeing right at the beginning. Takes its toll on the grandeur. Still, I think there's something here that's a bit more recent. Want to have a look?
Shana, look. Some of the new people brought 2 bottles of wine. They want you to have it.
Me? Get some mugs and share it with the others. Make sure everyone gets a taste. We all need it. From Mrs. Savinsek with sympathy. That's what the mechanic said when he dropped it off. At least, I think he said that. He looked half asleep. Sympathy. Ha! Canned fruit and powdered milk. The sympathies of an oligarch.
They came from all over the city, fleeing the violence and at the same time chasing humanity's oldest conviction, that the next place will be better.
That's right, sir. The repairs are almost done. I just need a little more time.
Very well, but you've been saying that since yesterday. Please be aware that my business is urgent.
Of course, sir. Of course. It's just some loose engine bearings. It'll be done right quick.
Crates, bundles, and boxes. A meager shadow of a financial empire, but it will be enough. Enough to repair what we have failed to save. Just so. I must not dwell on the lost. I am blessed with the aid of good friends in my mission.
He was born into money as the heir to a fledgling empire. It had all started out as a small dishwasher manufacturing company and an investment in Chernosk's future. He kept a photo of that first dishwasher on the wall in his office. But he never knew what it's like to be small. You know how airport bars make excellent business off of people's fear of flying? I'm not sure it works like that for trains. Then again, look at where we are.
Maxim, I wish you were still here, little brother. You were the only one who knew besides me. I'm alone now, but I will make amends. I just need full control of Eagle View and its resources. There must be a way. What a beautiful world we destroyed.
Savinsek International was a family corporation founded by a young woman and the man who was at the same time her brother and her conscience. You stripped out the one, and what you have left is cold, sharp ambition.
Truly, the city's elevated rail system has been a godsend. Without it, we could never have hoped to reach the warehouses unmolested. The poor souls, they're stuck below. How I wish they could see what we're building. I will do right by them indeed.
I remember the news. Used to call them a protest group. Then they raided that warehouse, and they were upgraded to radicals. If things had kept going that way, I'm sure they'd eventually be terrorists.
Whoa. Fast cleaned. Unintelligible.
can't believe my luck. I was all out. I think Benno was hiding some. And then she shows up. A whole box. And all I gotta do was a little bit of nothing? Take the key, lady. Take it. And thanks.
She's bought us a couple of sad little men like a pound of flesh. Fine, we're gone. But I'm putting it all down here in ink. And I'm leaving the journal. Go to hell, lady.
He spent his entire adult life in this station, watching the trains come and go. Could never imagine any other life. Told himself that he wasn't afraid, just content. And perhaps that's true. But I think he was finally ready to buy a ticket for himself.
Can you get these posters up? It's information about how the trains are running now that the Eagleview folk keep going back and forth.
But you told me to refill the lubricant on train 2.
I told you that yesterday. What have you been doing?
Can you hear it? The drone of the equipment, the hum of the crowd below. The calm, steady voice announcing departures, arrivals, and inevitable delays. How alive this place must have been when people knew where they were going.
Dear Station Master Venno. Such fine language, but I get it. Asking like it's a favor, but there's really no choice. All that's missing is the horse's head. But Marcus, he's already said yes.
The key to the Tinker's storeroom. Gotta hand it to Mrs. Sav. She really thinks of everything. Told me to guard this with my life. For what she's paying me, I'll make it anyone's life. Maybe Patrashko's. Or that screaming bitch over by the benches. Repair the train, she says. I'm already repairing the train, I say. No, she says, I want you to almost repair the train. Gotta say, this is the first time I've ever been asked to almost repair something. that chimp could get the train running now.
If it could get inside your workshop, which isn't yours anymore. That's it then? You're running her errands now?
Relax, I'm done. And besides, do you see anyone else actually, like, paying me for doing this crap?
What excuses did he give himself? That his mind was clouded? That he is small and the world so very big? That his need was great, greater than that of the many? Or did he never need an excuse in the first place?
They value things over people. You see that cargo over there? That caravan? You think they spare a thought for you when they have treasures to count? It's the same as it's ever been. Property is the darling of the rich.
You know you have to. As long as there is a way back, they won't dare to move forward, and time is running out right between our fingers. You have to make them desperate.
Are you crazy? You stole a box of cigars? Yes, I know, and I understand. But for God's sake, we need them to believe that we're just loud and stupid. They have guns. They have all the reason in the world to keep us here. Use your brain. I still remember my first day, blockading the road down by University Point. Education for all was pretty plain, as slogans go, but it was a peaceful protest. No time to be peaceful now. It's all coming down. But I don't know if I can.
I need you to appreciate the importance of my work, Miss Abramsky.
Is it more important than people? Than lives?
I am rebuilding society. Do you have anything to contribute to that? Anything at all? You'll be better off here.
This was meant for Central Bank. But I think it was for the proof. No way back now. All I have to do is wait for the others to realize that. Savinsek has been reaching out to us. Perhaps she can be spared. As for the others, well, a revolution cannot be civilized.
She said the ends justify the means, yet she hesitated. Perhaps because she knew in some secret corner of her heart that in the eyes of some, their means could come to justify their end.
Nine years I've been with Savinsek, baby. 9 years. And you know why? 'Cause I'm the best.
Impressive. You know, I think Savinsek might have a crush on Mr. Patrashku.
A crush? Baby, she hates him. Let me tell you about Mr. Spaff and Mr. Patrashku.
Bring this notebook to Mr. Patrashku. I know how things look, but he is not your enemy. I'll be there too, and we'll make this work. Please trust me. Signed, Fedorova. She has been kind to us so far. But what's in this notebook that's so important?
All this subterfuge crap is getting on my nerves. What are we waiting for? More desperate assholes from the park? We're the ones with guns. She wants to do the whole surprise thing. We out to just shoot them.
He's perfect. A specialist tool with none of the usual limitations. A weapon, just waiting for the right hand. The military gave him some semblance of discipline. What will the wide open world do to him?
My first idea was to get the insane ones to do it for me when we went to the greenhouses. Make it look like an accident of sorts. But they can't be controlled. No matter, it was a far-fetched idea to begin with. This one is better.
No, this can't be right. Why would she keep the train grounded? Says it's almost fixed. Anyone could make the final repairs, but the workshop is locked up. If it stays that way, we're stuck here. And Mr. Patrashku doesn't know. Mr. Patrashku, please listen. The bridge is out. We're trapped. And Savinsek has turned against you. She's been working the crowd up and getting your guard on her side. Please, just look at the notebook Shana gave you and listen to this recording. This came from Mr. Patrashku's cargo. His logo is right there on the lid. Medical-grade morphine for Eagle View's infirmary. So, what was that mechanic doing with it? Did he steal it, or did he just find the box? And where's the morphine itself?
A few years ago, an old man was killed by a steel spike that fell off one of these elevated bridges. The city issued an official apology to his family, then sent people out to slap some glue on every railway spike in the city. The architects who built this part of town really didn't give much for the idea of accessibility, did they? The treasure vault. Medical supplies, seeds, electronics, everything you need to build a new home. And rule it.
It was Mrs. Savinsek's idea to check the greenhouses, bless her. Some of these plants can be cultivated in Eagle View and used for food and medicine. I used to love gardening.
This is where the morphine case came from. Someone opened this crate, took the morphine, and gave it to the mechanic? Judging by his glassy eyes, he's been using it himself. But he's too slow and dull to have stolen it without getting caught. Shauna's going to distract Savinsek, keep her occupied, while I get this door open and start the power back on. If her people do their part, we're getting out. If I'm fast enough this time.
She broke down the wall. How about that? Do you think it'll last? Or is this one of those truces that live exactly as long as the purpose does? Mind the infinite societal gap.
Mrs. Savinsek, could I please trouble you for your signature on these employment contracts?
Indeed. I must say, however, that I cannot quite understand your insistence on such due process now that the courts and bureaus are gone.
Order will return soon enough. Eagle View must be a land of structure and sound legal practice.
So the park didn't work out. Not that I ever thought it would. They called it a refuge, but it's really just another graveyard waiting to happen. Shame about the guys, though. They weren't all shit.
Another one of these. I had a feeling we might find one, because this is what we must have missed. Probably more than two as well. It looks like this one's hooked up to the same power grid as the trains. Want to play electrician? This switchboard connects to 3 different power sources here in the station. No connection, no weird machine, and no train either. Looks like we need to fire up those power sources first of all. This is it, I guess. I've never liked goodbyes. They're too definitive, but I think this might be the last time we see Chernosk. It's all about letting go in the end. Right. No looking back, pillar of salt and all that. We have a train to catch. They first fled to these high places because they thought it might be heavier than air. They remained here because it was easy to fortify, because the others didn't follow them here. Now departing for misunderstanding, conflict, and the upholding of divides. All aboard? End of the line. This is where they were all going, the famous mountains of Chernosk. Safety and stability, if you believe the brochure. Eagle View Plateau should be just up ahead.
Keep running, Joyce. Come on. Pavel! Pavel, where's Riho? I thought she was with you.
I don't know. I think she's ahead of us. We can't stop. Let's go.
We should just take this damn sign down. They expect me to start it off. It's controversial. We need you on our side, Farid. Damn straight it's controversial. It's inhumane. So they need me to hammer in the first nail with a smile, like a philanthropist with a shovel. All the latest arrivals marked as welcomed or dismissed. Timur Mashkadov dismissed. The Demayev family welcomed because they brought with them 2 tanks of gasoline. A radiant new society with an entry fee. The journey here is dangerous, through Chernosk or the mountains, and we'll turn them away at the door?
Unless they can donate to our utopia, of course.
My shift on the perch today. Been instructed to fire warning shots if any new arrivals start acting up. With the new rules, little wonder if they're expecting troubles. Perhaps I should sign Farid's stupid petition.
A goodly view of the bridge. Their instructions mentioned warning shots, but emphasized the importance of Eagleview's safety.
Oh, lunatics! You're painting my daughter up as some kind of psychopath, but she's just scared. They're all scared. Take this down. You hear me? Take this poster down.
Protest flyers. This can't go on. I understand Farid's reservations, but he's been the Council's face outward since we got here. We must show unity. I wonder if we can convince him to help build the toll booth in exchange for some compromise.
They're open about it, but only in soft words. Arrivals won't be rejected, they'll be passed along. They're not taxed, they're asked to contribute to Eagleview. Having me build this stamped booth is the icing on that cake.
All right, now everyone gets equal portions. I don't like the way Farid is carrying on right now, stirring up resentment. He must realize that what we have here is fragile, and we have people living in tents as it is.
He used to work for Chernosk's Traffic and Transports Department, and the fact that the city's roads were not neat, straight lines always bothered him.
Am I really doing this? I kept my name off the flyers because they asked me to. Now I'm building a toll booth just to keep painting the friendly picture. I'm doing their work for them to keep Eagleview together. But what if we just left?
A symbol can be an object, a person, an act. Andropov fights for clarity in a dim world. Chana paints a wall red. Zimon gives a small trinket to the one he loves. And Farid tries to reimagine the greater good.
Darn it. I can't get the numbers to line up. The taxes are coming in. They're checked and processed, but the actual storage volumes don't match. Either someone's been way sloppy with the books, or stuff is going missing. I need to make sure. So I've been keeping note of everything we found. And there's definitely something going on. It's like the administration is, I don't know, divided, pulling in different directions. Could just be because the bosses aren't here to take charge?
Yes, sir. I am pleased with our ability to care for Eagleview's population. I've had good help from our new recruits, Pavel and Salma.
Excellent, Doctor, excellent. Is there anything you need from the next supply run into Chernosk proper?
Medicine, as always. Of course, I'd put even higher value on laboratory equipment and a trained apothecary. Without those, meds will always be a finite resource.
City Hall, of a sort. This is where Petrashku's and Savinsek's hand-picked delegates have been pulling strings in their absence. Strings and baited hooks.
I'm not alone, of course. We are all drawn here by the idea of Petrashku's new society, and some of us won't let go of that because times are tough. We're better off here than anywhere else, and they'll see it eventually. These names are my weapon.
He worked for Chernosk City Hall for 8 years. A popular politician with a gentle voice and roots on the ground floor of society. There was nothing he liked better than to gather names, to see support and unity so clearly summarized. A special corps of mountain rangers used to patrol here, tasked with the safekeeping of the environment and the landmarks. Those who survived were swiftly drafted to a new cause.
The devil's own. The cops called us thugs and troublemakers. But it was really only about throwing up a giant middle finger to society. Or, if I'm to be perfectly honest, perhaps it was ever mostly about cruising around and drinking beer.
It was all about the open road for him. The jackets, the clubhouse, the beer. None of it ever mattered as much as the freedom. Simply knowing that the road was out there was enough sometimes. He misses it now, but the road is still there.
I'm not going out there. Nah, man, screw it. You hear what he said? They'll be cleaning this place up. He's the guy I told you about, Andre. Let's just stay here. He'll sort it out.
Numerous pile-ups for excessive force, More than one internal investigation into suspicions of bribes and perjury. Higher than average number of shots fired per year of duty. 4 different partners who requested a transfer. And an uncle in the position of police director.
Look, have you noticed that some of the guards are wearing these blue neck scarves?
Maybe they're just cold? It is windy up here.
Maybe. They're kind of distinct is all. Sorry, I guess I'm overthinking everything.
Eagleview needs people, but how many people does it need? They crowd together here as in Atlas Park. Even if we succeed in our mission and save these poor bastards, they have years of work ahead of them.
Come on, where is she? It's bad enough I have to go visit those nutcases down below. At least the delivery could be on time. They really do give me the creeps. I'm going to run out of smokes at this rate. I can't believe it. Those bastards took the stuff. But then they refused to even talk to me. Told me to go back and kiss Savinsek's ass. I have no idea why she's even bothering with them. But she wants me to keep trying.
He's sold many different things in his life. Cars, insurance policies, watches, both genuine and not. Packs of lies. Had a way out at all times. Kept his best friend out of it. Not because of fear of judgment, but because he was innocent.
I hate lying to Simon, but he's too soft, and ever loyal to Petrashko. I can see why. Sure, the old guy's easy to like. Savinsek has the right idea, though. Can't build a new world if everyone's arguing about how to do it.
We still honor the dead, trying to remember their names and faces, even as their numbers go beyond counting. Because it's the right thing to do. Because they're gone and can no longer hurt us.
I wish you could see this place now. We're really making something out of it. We wouldn't even be here if not for you. I know you didn't like flowers much, but I brought you some. They're from Joyce, too. She always liked you.
I wonder what this place is going to look like come winter.
Ah, here. Marina wrote this before she left. Said she needed to get it off her chest. Apparently, some of the other guards have been grumbling about the administration. Specifically about Mr. Patrashku. But she didn't have time to figure out why. It's a lock of her hair. Yeah. She gave it to me before she left for Chernosk with Mr. Patrashku and Mrs. Savinsek. It's, you know, kind of a soldier's tradition. But the other way around, I suppose. Oh, Luke dropped his binder. Always in a hurry. I wonder if he's been keeping notes for... But... what's this supposed to mean?
This could bring down Eagle View, Simon. You know that. It's too late. Revealing it now will tear us apart.
What about Patrashku?
He doesn't have what it takes. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
The truth, capital T, is a powerful thing. The evidence may be destroyed, but they'll still remember.
Yeah, man, for real. I went down to check. All kinds of weird religious mumbo-jumbo. But I tell you what, a lot of it makes sense. Like how we're not letting in everyone, but we're still letting in the wrong people. Something needs to happen. Get me?
Okay, this is getting creepy. All weapons are supposed to be locked up in the barracks, and we don't keep this kind of riot shit in the first place. Someone here has been making petrol bombs, and they better hope we don't find out who they are. Got the tank all filled up, Councilman?
Oh, Artem, yes. We're well stocked. With the proper rationing, this should last us a while.
Great. Let me know if you need me and the boys to take a trip in. Siphon some more cars.
Listen up, everyone. We'll be storing most of our freshwater supply in this tower. But the seals are a bit loose. In other words, be careful when you draw water, or you'll flood this whole part of Eagle View. Repairs are underway, so don't worry.
Now what the hell are they doing down there? Arts and crafts? They're making themselves look silly with all this latest nonsense. And Farid should know better than that. Nobody's gonna take him seriously if this keeps up.
It's a home, but also an effigy. A monument to Mr. Petrascu's unfaltering industriousness, and 2 middle fingers in the face of the end.
Look at this. What are they even trying to say, huh? That they're angry with us? I can't blame them, but vandalizing a town like this ain't gonna help for shit. So someone went and nailed this up in the middle of the night?
Right. It's full of, well, accusations against Eagle View. It says oppressors right there, and corruption, and,
Yeah, I see it. Says heretics. Latest report is in. Looks like Farid is losing influence over his little sewing circle. Bet you anything they're missing the comfort by now. Kind of shame, really, but at least they'll all be home soon.
Arthur! The storage! If the flames reach the fuel tank!
I'm on it! We've got the water right next to it! Just get the others out of here!
I couldn't have imagined. All those voices crying out, those half-finished and scrambled emotions. Where do you go from here? Hey, so this is where it's all going. Petrascu's cargo, the collected riches of Chernosk, painstakingly brought all along their strange little Silk Road to end up in a shed in the mountains. Not that it was doing Chernosk any good.
with the hydro generator up and running, Mr. Petrascu has ordered the petrol stored and saved for an emergency or used as an auxiliary power source. Problem is, the hydro can't power all of Eagle View as it stands.
Here, look. If you don't stop poking your nose into what's not your business, something might happen to you or that beautiful guard of yours. You're on dangerous ground. Back off while you can. What do I do, Luke? What the heck do I do?
Okay, so this is where we need to go. I say that with perfect certainty because of the fact that we can't actually go there yet. Below, you'll find Eagle View's main attraction, an old settlement built right into the cliffside. One of the wonders of the world, currently home to divergent opinions and threats of violence.
I'm Lara's father. Lara? Young girl? Dark hair? Oh, well, can I come down? She left her favorite sweater, you see, and I'd like to give it to her. No, I'd like very much to do it myself. Please, I'd just... Okay. Okay, I'm leaving.
Going up is what I would say if this thing weren't out of juice. Welcome to Eagle View. Safety and sunshine, enjoy our scenic view and colorful nightlife. Don't drink the water. No, seriously, we don't have enough. Hinges on this dubious-looking thing. The magic of electricity. Power's gone out in Chernobyl several times since the initial chaos. Some power plant or substation destroyed in a rampage or abandoned by its panicking custodians. Always restored by some brave expedition of survivors. So far.
The view is amazing from here.
I agree.
You're not even looking at... You sleaze.
Started all this up here from Chernosk. The stone, cement, and steel, the people. Enough to inspire just a little bit of hope, wouldn't you say?
Sis. Luke, what is it now? You know I can't give you any more sleeping pills.
What? Can't I just pay you a visit? I'm offended.
They got into one of the medicine cabinets. Made off with everything. Mostly painkillers and gauze, but it'll be difficult to replace. The strange thing is, the cabinet wasn't damaged. They must have stolen the key from someone.
Ah, that stings. A sharp rock, that was all he had. Came at me like some Neanderthal out of a movie, screaming gibberish. If it had been anyone else in the gate that day, he wouldn't have left alive. Lucky guy.
Pavel told them we were doctors, but not what kind. I should be upset, but we're doing pretty well so far. Doesn't take an MD to patch up the occasional scratch and bruise.
I haven't had a real goulash since I was a kid. Warm food. You forget how important the little things are. Even Joyce cleaned her plate. I'm putting them in the fire tonight. Won't be needing them anymore. That life is over.
So, apparently, there's an electrical grid right below our feet in the tunnels of the old cliff town. A powered electrical grid. This doesn't make any sense. But we must find the source of that power when the fools down there come to their senses.
I hate to leave.
And I hate to see you go. But who else could I trust? Ruslan has the brain of a mouse. Arturo the spine of a worm. Only you, Tanya. My finest.
Yes, I will come back. I will check the police stations and military camps, and I will come back to rise with you in the light.
I can't stay here. The things William's talking about, I've heard it before. The place may be different, but the people are always the same. They shun you, or they use you.
There was a natural cave system here first. No useful ore or stone, but plenty of shelter from the harsh mountain winds. The town came later, and I can't quite fathom how they went about building it, but I'm glad to see this place again.
We managed to bring a lot of stuff with us. Water, food, sleeping bags. And on top of that, that bitch Savinsek has been sending these little shipments of goodies as tokens of her sympathy. I must admit I didn't expect that.
To the administration of Eagleview. Dear sirs and madams, what follows is an account of the terms and conditions that we, as free citizens of Eagleview, set forth as regards our return and reconciliation with you. Okay, let's see. Number 1.
Took away Jarrell's machete, told him that what we're doing is passive resistance. The coward is still a councilman. He's just playing at being the rebel because it makes other cowards love him.
We all signed employment contracts with the administration, making a show of sticking to the old order of things. Old laws in a new society. It's possible we could bring some of those rejected people back. It seems likely that some of them would be camping out nearby still. If we send someone to get them, we can stand them before all of Eagleview and look them in the eye.
This won't be enough. For Andre and Mila, maybe. They won't see it coming. But Eagleview is stronger. And you just know Farid's going to run right along to squeal on us. We need guns.
It must be tricky to run a little startup of fanatics when no one can agree on what it is you're fanatical about.
There's a purpose here. A mission. I can feel it. They said Eagleview would be the new society, but it's just the catalyst. The new world begins here, with us, and it would be a good world, a pure world, a light with holy fire!
Are you sure you don't want to join us?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but my place is up there. I'll try and talk to some people for you, though.
Thank you, Artyom. We'll take all the help we can get.
Look, we can get through here. There's a whole mess of tunnels in there.
William, I've already told you 12 times, we're not staying here that long.
And what if we do, huh? What if they don't give up? We need to prepare.
Here's hope manifested. The hope that after all that has passed and all the words we can never take back, we can still make someone else see our point of view. That all we need is the right set of words.
A whole box. Good job. Now we just need to get them up there and make sure they're spread around. They'll come to their senses. You'll see.
To hell with Fareed. To hell with Eagleview. To hell with anyone who's going to stand in our way.
It takes a certain kind of person to build something with a pickaxe. I don't like the feeling of these tunnels. I think I prefer the sewers after all. They would gather here in the half-light and egg each other on. Work up a fierce and intoxicating atmosphere. Then they'd call for worship and the room would fall silent so everyone could fill in the blanks with whatever they wanted it to mean.
More and more people are listening to William. Of course we were right in splitting from Eagleview. They were corrupt and hateful. Of course we're here for a reason. But William is extreme. So if we could strike a pleasant middle ground...
We've been carving these wooden symbols so we can carry them around our necks and hang them up outside. I feel good wearing mine. And Ruslan's been carving all day. He's quite good at it.
Fareed's gone to meet with Artyom again. Had to get past some of William's idiots on the way. I'll go stand watch by the door. Didn't like the way they were looking at him. Anyway, you get some rest. Brought you a little to eat, too.
Thank you, Vadim.
We need symbols if we're to be strong. And tenets. Humanity must be reminded of what it has lost. Rage and hatred, the great motivators. Our ancestors raged against the rules of nature and built a world from dirt.
He escaped from his home at the age of 16 and stowed away on a ship. He spent all the years since searching, utterly convinced that the light of the divine is right around the next corner. He has cried out for God on crowded subway trains and brawled with the devil himself in seedy pubs.
I've been selected to carry this week's gift to gentle Andre. I'm so nervous. What if I do something wrong? Oh, will he speak to me? Me alone?
There are many groups that encourage their members to give up their material possessions. Of course, those possessions have to end up somewhere.
Savinsek's running boy keeps bringing us supplies, but now he's giving them directly to me and Andre, and in secret. They must have noticed the wind is turning, because he's told us to keep in mind that Petrashku's administration drove us down here.
You must come to listen, Vadim. Andre is wise. He teaches us.
Ruslan, please. I don't know what that machine did to us, but what happened above...
You always do this. The machine made us see. You just cannot bear to be wrong.
Ah, there we go. I was beginning to wonder if I'd been wrong about these things. But you can go ahead and chalk one up for us. We're close now. This is probably the last one. The last stop. Let's get it running.
I guess this could go on top of the machine. That Gerasimov guy went tinkering with it first thing after we got in here. But the way he rambles on, it's impossible to tell if he actually knows what it is. Of course, William says it's a holy machine.
Do not speak that way. You have no right to speak so of holy things.
This is not a church, you idiot. This is about Eagle View's future.
Eagle View has no future.
I miss it. It was simple work.
It was simple, because Father kept the business running. We just swung the hammers.
I miss Father, too. Vadim will not give up Father's faith. What has it ever done for him? If he will not be one of us, then he will be one of the enemies. I must save him.
Look at me. Still collecting names like someone's going to care. But there are names on this list. People who are as scared as I am, and maybe that does count for something.
Dad's fighting days are long gone. His leg's been acting up again, and I left him. He's alone up there. I was just so scared. I thought Farid could help me. I'm not even sure I could leave now. They're watching the stairs.
Her father was wounded by shrapnel years ago, and she took it upon herself to help him live with dignity. Moved to Chernosk to work for its financial administration so old Benny could receive the benefits. Never complained, even as they stumbled through a burning city.
That's it then. This is no longer my protest group, but Andre's band of the faithful. He came to me in a swagger, tossed me the stale bread, and told me it was my severance package.
We paint the walls. Yes, we leave our message everywhere for the people to see. They will come to us. They will know we are true. Do you see? Do you feel?
No, I don't. I'm not sure where you think you're going with this, William, but I suggest you stop. Or the others might think you're just going crazy.
You are... Don't you walk away from me!
The way everyone's taken to William's ranting, it's clear they're unimpressed with Farid, ready for new leadership. Andre's raw charisma has softened them up, and all we need now is some kind of grand display. Andre's face is a work of art, and his voice can shake this mountain. Problem is, he knows that, and he likes it way too much. If he gets too full of himself, he might lose his touch.
She was always too smart for her place. Stifled by small frames and flat environs. She wanted out. She wanted to fly. Even if the wings must be made of wax.
What is this? What are you filling their heads with? The shame of crimes you never committed. What is that supposed to mean?
Dude, chill out. I didn't write that bullshit, man. It's like someone's teen poetry or something. It's all emo and shit like that, man. Go ask someone else.
Don't play dumb with me. You may not have written this drivel, but I know you're twisting them. They're just tired and scared. You have no right to use them like this.
use the machine.
What's that, babe?
The machine. Everyone's wondering about it. William has them half convinced that it's some kind of god machine. We can use that. Put on a show. All right. Everyone gather round. We've all been curious about this machine, and now it's time we found out. We will offer this holy symbol to it. Andre, come forth and lead us. What's happening? Happy? No, I don't know. I feel free.
Oh, those poor bastards. They couldn't have known how it worked. A moment's whim, all it was. These machines change people. They're what set Chernobyl on fire. But it didn't start with them. No. We have to get back to that big red button.
Worshipping the machine makes sense. Sure. Ugh, the way it felt. That rush. I could never have imagined such a thing. I don't know if we can risk it again with what happened, but I would like to.
Her name was Riho. At least that's the name inscribed on the back. Artyom said she disappeared during the pogrom. Now Farid wants me to show it to the others, to make them realize that people have been hurt. I think they realize that already.
This document, the things that Dr. Gerasimov told me. I can't process it. It sounds unbelievable, but I think it's true. And if it is, then we have to go. Lara will come with us, I'm sure. Perhaps Vadim as well.
We are rising in rage now, that we may ascend into heaven. Come, brothers and sisters, for heaven is a place on earth, and we shall build it with our own hands. Compassion is a serpent we must slay.
There were several religious communities in Chernobyl. Some of them predicted the end of the world, often pinpointing some specific date and time so they could clear their schedules for it. When it finally began with their families and friends, they didn't know what to do.
What are you doing, babe?
I'm putting gold epaulets on your coat, like a Navy officer's. Everyone's in love with you. But if we're going to keep it that way, you need to look the part.
have lost them. I have to accept that. To Andre or to William, it makes no difference. Those few of us who are left will follow Dr. Gerasimov to the canyon. If I can get the drawbridge down, we'll be on our way.
Was that the... Someone's trying to cross the bridge! You there! Get after them!
Driver, follow that group of terrified running people. The game is afoot. Goodbye, Eagleview. We hardly knew ye. If our mission works out for us, do better in the future. Well, I'm no mountain ranger, but I don't think those giant rings are naturally occurring. We're getting close again.
Doctor, be honest. Is there any chance we may encounter crazies inside?
They are not crazy, they are victims. And yes, there's a chance. It's why we had to run in the first place. Good thing you brought your cudgel, no?
They stopped here to rest, our confused would-be heroes. The last breath before the plunge.
Look, here. There's a hidden ladder behind the rock. We improvised with ropes when we left. But if I can get to the console, we should be able to get the ladder out. The Institute did nothing by halves.
What do you think those giant rings are?
Dr. Gerasimov says they are focus amplifiers. I asked him to explain. He didn't have the time to help me understand.
The facility will have gone on automatic lockdown following the incident. It could be opened from inside or from the main office, but also from here. There's a hidden console in an armored casing. If we get that open, I have the code. Keep an eye out for a key somewhere here. We need 2 of them to open the console, and I only have 1. But I know Dr. Kozlovsky left hers here when we stopped to rest. She might have buried it. So get digging. This is strange. The lockdown isn't in effect for the first floor, and the central override has been used. That means someone's been in there. Someone with access. And they might still be inside. Keep an eye out for a key somewhere here. We need 2 of them to open the console, and I only have 1. But I know Dr. Kozlovsky left hers here when we stopped to rest. She might have buried it. So get digging. This is strange. The lockdown isn't in effect for the first floor, and the central override has been used. That means someone's been in there. Someone with access. And they might still be inside.
Why does this feel like walking down the barrel of a gun? A hope, a fault, an unfound door. This place is covered in that smell like burned copper. I remember that smell now, like a dream. Like waking up to the scent of coffee or summer rain. Except this is what fear smells like.
Main power compromised. Facility running on auxiliary power.
Fedorova was here. She'd sit behind this glass with a gun and a cup of coffee. Not entirely sure what she was protecting or who she was protecting it against.
Thomas, did you eat my sandwich again? Yeah, well, there was mayo on that, you dumbass. Mayo has eggs in it. Yeah, have fun with that. And don't worry about the sandwich. I ate your chicken drumstick instead.
Mrs. Humanity, the doctor will see you now. I hear the clicking of many keyboards. This place rested on a firm bureaucratic foundation, a global institution which funded research efforts in every field imaginable. Tile hard for a swift future.
Gerasimov, if you can hear me, I still have my back.
Ors, become one of them.
A sound mind in a healthy body. They were encouraged to rest regularly, to exercise and make time for social activities. They were to be a family united by work.
I've been slacking off lately. Nothing ever happens here if you don't count Joyce trying to get in everywhere she isn't supposed to be. Still, I need to stay sharp for the inspections, if nothing else.
Riho, leave that! There's no time!
So here's where the dreams became reality, circuit by circuit. Grigori's tower, the giant rings, the devices they left in their trail all the way to Chernosk. All parts of the largest, most audacious machine ever built.
Dr. Karamov, if I may bother you for a moment? Thank you. I've been thinking about these simulated reality modules that you've been working on for the therapy department. Could they serve as emotional stimuli, do you think?
Dr. Anderson needs assistance with configuring one of the emitter tables. The signal strength is inconsistent over time. Look, you haven't exactly provided us with an instruction booklet, and you keep making changes. I'm not going to argue about this.
Emitter really important, low signal strength, very low.
I am pleased with the latest reports.
Dr. Ross has asked me to turn off all the cameras on the bottom floor tonight, then help escort a delivery to the elevator. I asked for details, but he just smiled and winked behind those gold glasses of his. What's with geniuses and being insufferable?
It started out with mice and rabbits, then pigs, then monkeys. They tested drugs, beta blockers, shock therapy applied directly to the limbic system. This was many years ago.
Dr. Ross, concerning this new conduit...
Dr. Ross, I cannot find words strong enough to express my distaste for this latest decision. We have always been strict with our ethics and accountability. If we do not abandon this line of research, I am afraid I will have to tender my resignation.
It's unforgivable. A wanton breach of ethics.
Be advised, routine maintenance is 54 days late.
This is a calibrator, to calibrate things. Our old friend Salma worked on this once upon a time. Looks like you're supposed to slot something into it.
How We Saved the World by Pavel Kulik. No, too pretentious. How We Did It. Needs to catch the eye. Human Nature and How We Changed It. Should that be I instead of we? Or would that sound narcissistic?
Look, Mom! Argo the Barbarian is riding on the dragon. But the dragon is asleep.
I'm trying to work, Joyce. Go show it to Mommy, okay?
They're inside. Barricade the hallway.
They blocked the hallway to keep their friends and colleagues out. The friends and colleagues who were suddenly trying to murder them. Laughing and screaming on the other side of the barricade. I wonder if they ever got out again.
Do we really want to raise Joyce in a place like this?
Be advised, this week's team dinner will be beef stroganoff.
For such a remote location, they ate well. 3 kinds of granola, fresh fruit, protein shakes, Pancake Tuesdays, wine and sirloin to celebrate major breakthroughs. Imagine if Eagleview knew about this well-stocked pantry. A small library, but there's something for everyone. Scientific essays and manuals, literary classics, fantasy, children's books, the occasional filth for when those children finally fall asleep.
Hey, honey. Yeah, I'm reading Ulysses again. Takes my mind off the troubles we've been having with the emitter tables. I'm still trying to get Joyce interested in books, but she's too much in love with those comic books.
Ugh. Did you just shiver too? No mere keypad for this floor. That's a DNA reader right there. Fancy tech. Here we are. And there we are. Two rulers on two thrones. Their voices crying out in endless echoes. Crying out for each other with minds long since detached. Do you feel it? The signal hums out across the world, and for an instant they all sing along with it. A choir of the lucky and the brave. I can hear them. The mother who in anger killed her child. She swore, she cursed, she loathed her gentle heart. The slave who loved his chains, who clung to them in fear. Upon his skin the touch of steel was soft and safe and warm. The lovers who forgot the world. Theirs was a place of mingled water and idolized meiosis. A doorless room could be no safer. We have done what we can. What's left is them, and they are wind and dreams. Behold the human, who is flawed and perfect.